Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be doing my out-of-box review for the 1/144 scale mobile flat. This is an old kit from the Turn A Gundam series from the original 1/144 scale, not high grade, but just plain 1/144 scale line of kits from 1999. I really like this line of kits from Turn A because while they're not like the most elaborate kits by any means, they're pretty nicely detailed and proportioned, and just overall like the articulation of them and everything's all pretty nice, considering that they're just non-grade 1/44 scale kits from 1999. They're all that I've built are all quite nice. Now this review may seem pretty random, but actually I snapped up this kit probably like 3 years ago, and I've been meaning to review it, and I just haven't got around to it, and I finally pulled it off the shelf and said, alright, I'm going to finally just do a quick review on this guy. So that's what we've got here. So I don't have the unboxing. I'll show you the box here in a minute just so you guys can see that. It's a pretty cool box as well, just for the old series of kits from Turn A. They have a pretty cool box design anyway. As you can see with the kits too, the stickers, especially the stickers on the side of the arms, the little gold, little yellow stickers there, like around the cuffs, are coming off because, like I said, I built this, put the stickers on, and it's just been sitting in the box for like 3 years. So yeah, those stickers aren't going to stay on there forever. But yeah, I assume any of you guys who have never watched Turn A are probably not familiar with this. You may know like the Turn A Gundam, the Turn X, but this is one of those ones that's just not really a super popular design unless you've seen the series. So the mobile flat, the flat stands for Flexible Ladder Actuator Technology. It's sort of just like a general purpose mobile suit, but it can be used for combat as well. Kind of its main weapon, or kind of like the most notable feature about it, is the hyper vibration. Basically, like within the arms and the legs, it's got this system that like vibrates really strongly, and like it is able to like bury the mobile suit in the ground, or it's able to deflect weaponry and even beam weaponry by just the like hyper vibration. And then it's even able to like destroy things by using the vibration of that. It does use other handheld armaments as well, most notably the box rifle, which is another very interesting weapon as well, and we'll take a look at that. That is like the one accessory that this kit does come with, but overall it's just a really unique and interesting design. I think it's another classic Sid Mead design, of course, here, as with the other mobile suits designed in Turn A. And so let's bring him in for a closer look. Right, so cool head design here. As you can see, there's no like visible eye or eyes or anything. I guess maybe that thing is supposed to be, but there's a couple stickers there. Those are black stickers. This kind of whole under half of the head part is all orange. You have to cover that up with a couple of black stickers there, and then just this part here on the top. But the movement of that can go all the way up. Oh, the kit can also transform. The mobile suit kind of transforms into like a kind of flight mode. I think it's like re-entry mode or something like that. But that's kind of where that upward head movement comes into play, but then the head can go down to there, also quite fine. And then, of course, rotation side to side, not an issue there. Some cool detail up inside there for like the shoulder joint, but that doesn't actually move. It only just moves here on this polycap joint here on the end. So the arm will be able to, of course, rotate and then move up and down. As you can see, this shoulder armor piece here also moving up and down. Seam line right down the middle of that shoulder piece. As you'll notice, there's quite a lot of seam lines with this kit. Again, it's a non-grade 1/44 scale kit from 1999. That's pretty expected. Here at the elbow, we also have some rotation here, and of course a bend, giving you about a 90-degree bend there at the elbow, and then the hand is just on a joint there, which is a ball joint, but there's no actual polycap in there, so it's not really that great of a joint. As you can see, just exterior detail here is pretty nice, but then on the inside of the arm, obviously you can see the polycaps, which is not really very sightly, and you got some hollow spaces there in the hand, but just the rest of this detail in here is all pretty nice. At the waist, it doesn't really do anything except turn, rotate side to side. This little piece of armor here on the top of the leg will move. It will rotate side to side just a little bit like that. Not really too much, but that does move. The legs, of course, can go forward and back. There's no problem with the leg movement at all. Out to the side, though, they're going to be a little bit limited. They can only go spread out to about that far, but you can bring that all the way up. You get a nice double joint there in the knee to bend that all the way around. Again, it may be a little bit hard to see on the dark plastic, but you can just see all the little panel line details. Very indicative of Turn A as a series. And then again, really nice detail here on the back of the leg, but unfortunately a seam line right down the middle of all of that, so that won't be too fun. And for the ankles, they're just going to move the feet forward and back like so. These high heels, actually the nickname for this mobile suit in the series was high heel. Very easy to see why. Again, really nice detail up underneath the feet here as well. No hollow spaces there, which is nice. Now how we're going to transform this is basically we just have to remove these parts on the bottom of the feet first. Just put that head up like so. Set the arms straight and this shoulder armor back. bend the legs up and around over the top like this. And there you go, there it is transformed. It's basically just kind of like collapsed. Now this kit doesn't have anywhere to plug this onto an action base, so if you wanted to display it like this or display it in any other way in some sort of action pose or something on action base, what you're gonna have to do is just basically drill a hole in that. Easy enough to do on this waist part there, just drill a hole in the bottom. You can put this up on an action base, no problem. And the flat comes in at about 20 meters tall in the series, so here it is compared to 18 meter tall RX-782 Gundam. So as you can see, it's a pretty tall size 1/44 scale kit compared to your average. Now, as I said, it does come with one accessory here, the box beam rifle. Now, as the name would have you believe, it does start out as a box, and you can kind of see the general shape of that. This unfortunately doesn't like transform into the box shape, but like this, the end would collapse, this would collapse, and it would kind of like fold over. Yeah, it's a box generally, but when it unfolds, it becomes this kind of little beam rifle, beam gun thing, so you can just switch out the hand for that. And that's pretty much all you get in terms of the accessories for this kit. But again, it's this kit is 500 yen. And actually, I need to go back and correct what I said earlier in the review. I actually did unbox this. It's been that long. But yeah, I did unbox this 3 years ago. But yeah, just assuming that most of you guys have not ventured that far back into my archives of my channel here, here's just a reminder of what the outside of the box looks like. So some cool box art there, and here you can see it holding the box beam rifle. It's a very, very cool design, and this artwork is also quite nice. So as I mentioned, drilling a hole in the bottom of the mobile suit to plug this onto an action base is probably the way that I would go, and the easiest and best way to go about it. You can also use that kind of like pincher accessory thing that comes with the action base as well, at least with the action base 4 and 5, to just kind of pinch around the middle section of that. And that also works as well for getting some aerial poses like this. Now, like I said, the articulation, well, I mean, the kit is very simple, and you can see very easily all the polycaps of the joints and everything like that. The joints don't like look that great, but they're very, very functional. This kit is really nicely articulated, so you can actually get some pretty cool poses out of this. And especially, like I said, if you're a fan of the series and you're familiar with this mobile suit, it's easy to have a lot of fun posing this kit because it is so posable, and it's just a really kind of endearing design. I think it's cool and like as a giant robot, but it's also just very cute and fun. So I think it's a pretty cool kit to work with. And so that's just about going to do it for the review, guys. It's a really simple, really cheap, really awesome kit. If you guys have never tried any of the 1/44 scale Turn A kits, they're pretty nice. They're the only way at this time to get this kit. This is the only kit of the flat that exists. It's also the only kit of the Kapool that currently exists, and the only 1/44 scale version of the Turn X that exists, until hopefully maybe someday get a new HG, like a full-on HG release of the Turn X. It would be great to get a new HG of the Kapool, maybe someday an HG of this. I would think this would be a really, really cool kit to someday maybe come out in the RE100 line. I would love that, but I think that's a pretty far-off dream. Oh, we also can't forget about the Sumo. It's also the only 1/44 scale version of the Sumo is in this line. So this old line of 1/44 scale Turn A kits is pretty great if you're a fan of the series, because they're all pretty nice, solid kits. They have some seam lines, yeah, to be sure. They got a few stickers, but nothing really too much, because there's, of course, a lot of missing color apps because these designs are pretty detailed. But yeah, I think if you're looking for a challenge and a kit that's going to require some work, but going to be, in the end, a pretty cool looking kit, then I think this is definitely one that you might want to check out. So if you guys do have any other further questions, feel free to leave those down below. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.